Angles, man. Just talk about what you've seen so far.
Well, it's first of all, I know it's perplexing to the fan because the fan just wants to go to football games, and you've got $9.3 billion that are being haggled over. It sounds like that the owners and the players have come together on those type of things. Now, because some litigation was put into the courts months ago, that's kind of the sticking point right now to making this thing push through. I think the owners are going to ratify this agreement. I think you'll see the players tonight through their conference call, the 32 representatives of the team. They're going to agree to it if they can get this litigation taken care of. I don't think it's going to take 2 weeks. I think we're a matter of days away from this being done.
Now, how different is this from '87? Because you were a player in '87 during the strike. I know strike and lockout are different, but explain that situation and how does it kind of play into right now?
Well, yeah, and I'm hearing that I heard one of the lawyers for the NFLPA saying that, or the pseudo NFLPA, if you will, say it was going to take 2 weeks to recertify. That's a bunch of crap. We were out. We decertified in '87, went on strike. Did not take us that long, and that was even pre-email days
right.
And all that kind of stuff. Electronically, they could recertify in a matter of hours and get this thing ratified. So to think it's going to take 2 more weeks is ridiculous.
So now, as an analyst, you're kind of in a precarious
chomping at the bit. I'm
situation.
Ready to go. Yeah, I mean, my job's tied to the game, just like players.
Right.
So we've missed games. I miss checks as well. So I've got the double interest. I'm a football fan and want to see some games, but also that's my job to report on the games and follow the games.
Now, as a former player, I know part of the thing has to be pretty cool, even though you're in a pretty good situation, whereas you've been able to take care of yourself financially and you still have employment. But I'm sure a lot of guys you play with probably are in bad financial straits and can't wait to get that insurance.
Yeah, no question about it. The benefits package that was going to be put into this new deal for the former players is a big part of this, and I think that part of it's already done. That's not something they're still haggling over, to be able to take care of some of those players that have had some physical injuries or some of those things that don't allow them to go out and seek employment someplace else.
And now, how will this affect a team getting ready to start this season?
Well, it's going to be dramatic, especially for the teams that have new regimes, new quarterbacks, a team that has established foundation similar to the Atlanta Falcons, a young group that's going to come in, worked out in the offseason. But still, it's going to take time for these teams to get up to speed from a physical standpoint. Remember, normally these teams work on the offseason with their strength and conditioning coaches all offseason long. They've been kind of patchworking that together themselves. So I would imagine we could be in one of these deals where you see a lot of hamstring pulls, ankle sprains early in camp because some of these guys may not be ready to go.
Now, and talk about training camp, because potentially if training camp, from what I hear for the Falcons, they're saying training camp may start Friday, depending on how things go, but free agency won't even be over. So you're going to have guys coming in and out of camps, basically?
Yeah, it will be jockeyed. I mean, obviously, they'll flex the number of players that are allowed to come in under the roster. Normally it's 80. They'll probably flex it to 90, 95 guys just to give some leeway for the general managers to get these players that are not signed in. Remember, there's about 400 to 450 free agents that are in the NFL, but then you've got all the kids that get signed out of college or didn't get drafted out of college. So a number of players looking for employment, and that's going to be a rat race to try to get those guys signed.
And one last thing, what's your outlook for the Falcons going forward?
Well, I think the Falcons are in a good place. Julio Jones is a great draft pick for them. Akeem Dent will be a guy that will help them on special teams. So we just need to get into camp, man. I think they'll be fine. Let's just go to work.